Welcome back, everyone. This is Akinar here with more Elden Ring. And while I have had a little bit of time now to decompress and digest the events of the previous episode, there was still so much that happened. And I am kind of, in some ways, still a little bit trying to wrap my head around everything. We were able to tame our friend Garank, which was nice. I don't know that he's completely out of the woods with whatever addiction has taken hold when it comes to Deathroot and such, but at least we've alleviated the symptoms for the moment. We've also were able to progress things with Celluvis, and Gideon escalated things a lot more quickly than I was expecting. I was not planning on there. I thought we were just gonna play a practical joke on the poor guy, and instead dead. So yeah, so that happened. We also found Dee's brother. I think we have found the other twin, the Beholder of Death, and perhaps a boss fight in the Shifra Aqueduct. So we weren't even able to talk to Dee, Beholder of Death, however, because apparently we have to turn over the twinned armor set, which is one of my has been one of my favorite Fashion Souls options. So I was admittedly and understandably a little hesitant to turn that over. However, we are trying to be thorough and explore all the possibilities in talking to NPCs and everything. So I'm sure we will make the necessary sacrifice when the time comes. And who knows, we might get to hold on to the armor set after all. He might just say, you know what, I don't need it. It's better off in your hands. Who knows exactly what's gonna happen. Excited to find out either way. And of course, last but certainly not least, we were able to finally get our hands on the Carian inverted statue. How long have we been waiting to find whatever fits into this pedestal? And we did finally obtain this in a very substantial and consequential progression to Ronnie's storyline and quest line. Ronnie awoke from her slumber, and she not only gave us the Carian inverted statue, she also filled us in on a very important piece of information, which I completely glossed over the first time. This is just how my brain works. It is so unfortunate and frustrating when I watch these things back later. However, I just totally glossed over the fact that she told us her corpse, her body, curse mark and all, is somewhere here in the Carian study hall. Unintentional rhyme number 37. We have already a high incentive to explore the study hall and try to get to a divine tower, but apparently there is a curse mark to find here as well. So I think this is going to be our main priority for the day. We will eventually hope to follow in Ronnie's footsteps as she has made her way to the Ainsel River well. The Ainsel River main was where we were transported to from Renna's Rise. We finally got to step foot through the Sending Gate in Renna's Rise. And after a very quick preview where nothing ominous or foreboding or fear-inducing was waiting for us. And I'm so excited to get back to the Ainsel River main at some point and try to see if we can follow in the, what was it, the dark path of the Empyrean? That's really what sidelined my thought process. I got so focused on thinking about, oh, dark path of the Empyrean. And like it's weird. I hear dark path and I start thinking, oh, is this the, you know, the dark storyline that we are headed toward? Is this the dark ending of Dark Souls? Is this what we are trending toward? And I just completely missed the fact that there's a curse mark here. This is what Roger, rest in peace, Roger, this is what he sent us on. He put us on the trail of finding the curse mark way back when. Anyway, so we're gonna get to it here shortly. Before we do that, we have a little bit of housekeeping to attend to. As is always the case, you all know the routine here. I did upgrade Finger Maiden Theralina. her puppet, I guess that's this special set of ashes, they are puppets. She is up to a +3. So I did that little bit of housekeeping off camera. And I have also, you may notice, I have also set up some new armaments here. We are wielding dual Uchi katanas. And let's check out exactly what I have applied in the Ashes of War menu. I have been doing some experimenting off camera to try and find what I think would be a fun combination. And what I have settled on for the moment, at least, is the Flaming Strike, Flame Art in the left hand, and the Sacred Blade in the right. This feels like this could be a pretty fun combination. There are a lot of potential. Right now, when it comes to sacred affinities, we don't have a lot of options. We're still looking for a Sacred Wet Blade, which I would imagine there's going to be one. We've gotten the, what is it, the, I think it was just called the Black Wet Blade. Did we actually turn that in? Or we don't actually have to turn them in, do we? It's not like, it's not quite the same as coals. We just hold on to these, don't we? Yeah, we just keep these in our inventory. The Black Wet Blade, there it is. This allows us all the physical, or I'm sorry, the poison, blood, or occult affinities. I'm assuming there's going to be a sacred version that goes along with this. But for now, we don't have that. But what we do have is we have the Fire Wet Blade, which has the Flame Art affinity, which allows us to do faith-based fire stuff with all of the physical Ashes of War. And so I was looking through some of these. Apparently, Cragblade is a physical Ash of War, which I had not realized. I thought this was like in the same category, or I had originally categorized it in my mind as being similar to Gravitas. Just because, I mean, they're both kind of related to Radon, are they not? Anyway, it apparently is a physical ability, and we could combine that with Flame Art, and that may be something we do. I did play around with that a little bit. Let me just go ahead and we'll play around with things a little bit here to just show you all what I have been doing, to give you a taste of what I have been playing with off camera. We should maybe play around with these things more. But the funky thing about, of course, dual wielding these, one of the funky things is that we have to dual wield, or sorry, two-hand the sword that's in the left in order to activate its ability. So Cragblade, while we have this Flame Art, or I thought it was a gravity-based, that's what I meant to say. I thought it was a gravity-based skill, and I guess it sort of is. It has that purple aura there momentarily as you slam the blade into the ground ever so briefly. You get that kind of purple gravity-oriented animation, but then it comes out and it is it is Rocky Sword. It is, I guess the sound that it makes is the same as it's just the regular Uchi swinging around. It's not like they didn't quite go so far as to change the sound of your sword when it's when it has gone stone form. The stone form Uchi here, which apparently makes it a lot easier to break the enemy's stance. This could be fun. This could be a fun one, and I'm going to keep that in reserve. However, I think the one that I want to play with, though, the combination that felt most alluring to me is this. We were already playing around with the Flaming Strike last time, and the cool thing about Flaming Strike, or in this case, the thing that I like about Flaming Strike is the fact that it allows you to coat one sword with fire and then switch to your Sacred Blade for in the right hand, which, by the way, we should definitely be trying to hit some enemies with that Sacred Blade, because it is a ranged attack on top of things, but then it gives you this. I mean, is that not cool as shit? It's a little bit of a potentially a high maintenance. Keeping both of these swords of flame is going to be a little bit of high maintenance, because you do have to switch to reapply the fire in the left. But once you get it going, you know, I think it does last about a minute or so. It's not instantaneous. It's not like Flame Grant Me Strength, which only lasts like 30 seconds. So why don't we play with this? Why don't we have this as our as we continue to experiment. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. So there's a little bit of a over optimization you could do here. You could power up your swords and then rest at the side of grace to get that precious FP back. Okay. Let's quickly also check our Wondrous Physic here. Now, I think what I want to do with the Wondrous Physic, instead of having Faith and Fire combined, if we're going to be doing Holy, the Sacred Blade in the right, I think I want to switch this Holy Shrouding cracked here because it actually gets me a much bigger boost to my weapon damage. If we check out the weapon damage here, interestingly, excuse me, the scaling, the sacred scaling on the Uchigatana, however our build is structured here, we get slightly less damage on that Uchi compared to the fire, the flame art scaling. And these are both at +7 now. That was another thing that I did off camera. I boosted the other Uchigatana from a +6 to a +7. So, getting into the minutia here just a little bit, but it's what I like to do. 296 versus 314. We get slightly better scaling from Flame Art for what that's worth. Then if we drink our Flask of Wondrous Physic, we boost the right-handed to 329, and we boost the left-handed to 350. So we get about a, you know, something like a 30 to 40 point bump there in damage. And then on top of that, if I actually go fire mode on, I didn't do that right. I have to go that plus strong attack. If we go fire mode, that boosts things up to 460 on the left hand. And then if I finally, the last addition to the puzzle here, activating the Holy Sword, we go up to 437. So we get a pretty nice boost to damage here between the Flask of Wondrous Physic and our elemental affinities that we're adding to the sword. So I think that's a fun combination to roll with for now. And for our spells, if we are relying more heavily on stuff like that, if we're relying more heavily on the swords, is what I should say, then we're probably not going to be using the seal as much in the short term. So I think we're going to take away Flame Grant Me Strength. It's just going to be a little too much to try to add that into our rotation of spells here. But I do want to keep at least a couple spell options, like a sort of a group damage. Flame of Frenzy is just kind of good whether you're facing a group or not. And of course we want to have a couple long-ranged sniper options in order to take on those long-ranged enemies. So yeah, so why don't we go ahead and get it going then here finally. And we always enjoy the housekeeping, and it's so much fun now. It's so much fun playing with the Ashes of War. As I'm sure you've all been screaming at your television sets, your computer monitors, your mobile devices this entire time. Dude, you're missing out. We got there eventually, and we're gonna have some fun with it. I don't know if we're gonna be switching up every single episode, but as the mood strikes, as the ideas creep into my head, we will be experimenting with different armaments. And as we've seen with the last few episodes, we always have our trusty magma guillotine to fall back on, our ever faithful by our side scale sword to really do the dirty work. What is the last thing that I wanted to do here? Why am I sitting back at the... Oh, I didn't want to sit down at the... I already had my lantern on. What am I doing here? Let's get this show on the road. What I wanted to do was remove the inverted statue. Oh, okay. We get another cutscene here. I don't know if we saw this one. I think we only saw the placing the statue cutscene. We'll watch this. I don't know if this is going to play every single time that we switch between the two, but I had an idea. I had an idea about this elevator at the start, because the game does give us the ability to switch back and forth, turn the study hall upside down and inside out. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. This is already sent upwards. Oh, so maybe this is not going to do what I thought it was going to do. So I thought that the elevator... maybe the elevator does not... Let's experiment here. Because I thought the elevator was already in this down position. And that we needed to, like, send it up in order to have it act as a platform in the upside down version. Because if we send it up when things are right side up, that's the same as sending it down when things are upside down. Okay, we can skip this. We've seen this now, we can skip it. But I thought, let's look at this again. Let's look at this again. The elevator is shown as being right here, which is what I would expect it to be because we did bring it back down. However, I think this is where it was when we first inverted the place. Let's test this. Let's make sure. Because I was thinking for a second, what have they actually put in a puzzle or a... Are you able to access different parts of the study hall based on the position of an elevator that you have, and you can only adjust that elevator when in one version of the study hall? It felt like a very Legend of Zelda sort of thing. It felt like maybe they were doing that. However, okay, the elevator is always in the same spot, so never mind. We're not doing Legend of Zelda, sadly. Sadly. So there's nothing to get... I was thinking somehow there might be like another... Like if I fall down here... If I fall down here, there is this other door, or opening, I should say. And I thought, oh, I need to put the elevator like here below me so that I can get to that ledge. However, at the same time, we're probably just going to be getting to those chandeliers and such when we actually just go past these. When we go past the hands here, that's probably what we're going to be doing. All right, we're gonna get our 8-3 is probably okay. I don't need my trickle heal just yet. Let's not do that just yet. Let's get our what we are going to do is we want to get Flaming Strike going because you guys love Flaming Strike. No, I didn't do that correctly. Did not do that correctly either. Wow, I'm not doing the strong attack. I need to do the strong attack so that that applies. All right, well, we're going to keep the other problem here with my setup is if I switch to my seal to do my trickle heal here, then I'm going to be losing. You come back. Oh, that is unfortunate. If I switch to my seal, I'm going to lose the flame affinity that I have put on my weapon. So we're not going to do that. What we are going to do here is we're going to go down and try to take out this preceptor that we had started to battle against last time. We do have these guys behind us as well that we need to worry about. We're getting into a bit of a pickle here right off the bat. Oh my god. Did not realize I was going to be getting myself into into the middle of such a heated situation. Hold on here. Hold on here. Trying to have a little fun with you all. Trying to have some fun here. We're using a lot of resources on these guys. No! Oh my god. This is why you don't fight multiple enemies. This is why you don't fight multiple enemies, because this shit happens. One at a time, please. One at a time, please. Also, this guy has a shield. This guy has a shield. Okay, well, now that we have lost our... Now that we've lost our flame affinity, I'm going to apply my trickle heal. Hold on here. So that is the thing that I knew was going to be a bit of a problem, potentially, was actually... Did you parry me? Oh, we got the bleed. We got the bleed on you. And we got a spell. Wait a second. Did I not defeat Preceptor Miriam when we were here before? Okay, well, that was a wild sequence. To start the day in Elden Ring, I really kind of jumped in haphazardly there, especially, that's very uncommon for me, especially when hold on, I need to also make an adjustment on my, my OBS window here. There we go. So okay, we have a new spell. Let's check that out in a moment. Let's pick up some Somber Smithing Stone 2s that we get from the Handsy boys. Oh my gosh. What fun are we having here? Hey, we didn't die. We didn't die. That's the positive. Did not die. You know what is happening? What's actually happening now? Was this happening during the battle? I don't think it was. I'm having the controller issue because my L1 button is not working anymore. Was that happening during... Was that actually happening during... I don't think so. We finished the battle. We finished the battle with me able to attack properly. But now that I clicked out of the window to adjust something with OBS, things have gotten mucked up. So let me reboot Elden Ring here. PC Master Race for the win. All right, we are back and L1 is working. That is like the most important button. Really, when you're dual wielding, power stancing, uchi katanas, you have to have the L1 button working. And now that I have had a moment to breathe here, we can actually look around, and I'm not going to give myself any sort of a... I guess I get a passing grade for that first bit of combat with with the new build here, with the new armament setup, because we didn't die. That's the ultimate grading on any bit of combat is, did you die? So we did not maybe get the most efficient usage out of our you know, our flasks, and being able to smoothly switch, intersperse between the application of flame and sacred, but it's fine. Let's quickly check our new items. I guess it's a new item, a new spell. Another sorcery. Wow, we get so few of these. Alleviates buildup of sleep and madness. Cool. So sorcerers get a little bit of kind of a cleric kind of spell. You usually see these much more... There's a lot more miracles and incantations that alleviate, cure things. The Carian Knights never waver. Alleviates buildup of sleep and madness. Lucidity is the name of that one. Another amazing sorcery to try out at some point. Now, I think the only way to go is downward. I think that is the only way that makes any sense. So the only question is, which side are we going down? Does it matter? We could fall to, I guess, this chandelier that is on this side. Do we get to the same place if we drop? The other side actually doesn't have a drop right away. So we could explore here first. And let's do that. Let's do that. Especially because these guys are so affected by fire. We almost don't even need the power stancing against these guys. Just sticking with the old flame affinity two-handing the flaming version of the sword. That's another option for the build, is you don't have to power stance and do like fire. Oh my god, you kind of scared the fuck out of me. You don't necessarily have to do... Oh, wow. That actually knocked you down? There we go. Yeah. So the Sacred Blade had enough oomph. That had enough punch where it knocked you on your backside. Okay, we need to play around with that more, don't we? That is really the new Ash of War here that we have not... We duplicated Sacred Blades so long ago with the idea that, hey, this is going to be our new build, is going dual Uchi katanas, when I still thought that the Ashes of War was a very permanent change sort of system. That was cool. Would not have expected the Sacred Blade to pack that sort of a punch. Let's start to try to digest the progression and how we want to navigate through. Okay, there's an item in the middle of the rafters. Are there any other items that are to the side? I don't think there's any particular order that we have to fall to these chandeliers. I don't see any items on the chandeliers. So we could be okay to just like drop down from this point, and we would still be able to get to the rafters. Now this is somewhat of a far fall, so it might actually not be safe. We might need to go to the rafters. Actually look a bit closer. So maybe we go to the rafters. The chandelier looks a bit closer. So why don't we go there first? Now I am running the risk here when I am so low on flasks, on healing flasks. I am running the risk of, you know, running out of resources. So we may need to, I don't know. We'll try to make it as far as we can. But the smart move might be to double back and regroup at the... Oh, okay, that is... The running took me under there. The running took me... It sort of ran me into the candle here, I think, is what I did. I ran into this candle. I bonked my head. I was trying to run to this chandelier. See if I can do it correctly. There we go. The smart move might be to head back to the bonfire and refill all my flasks, especially now that there's a good chance that Preceptor Miriam, I almost said Saluvis. Preceptor Miriam. Poor, am I saying poor Saluvis? Am I actually saying that? I don't think I really feel that way. Does anybody really feel poor Saluvis? Okay, the rats... There were rats up in these rafters before, but I suppose we have upended the rats, you know? By inverting the place. The rats they're not... They are rats, not bats. And so they cannot simply, you know, move from one side of a... They can't simply go to the upside down, if you will. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, this is it makes so much sense now. We had seen, I think the first time that we were here, we had seen these loot corpses that looked like they were being, you know, pulled to the ceiling. And in reality, they were, we do kind of have an upside down situation going on, don't we? Wait, oh, this is a new dried liver. Holy proof. Holy proof dried liver. Dried out after pickling in a golden medicinal solution. Cool. So I think we've got all of the different versions of dried liver, as well as I think we have all the versions of incantations that also do the damage negation, as well as talismans. We have so many ways to negate damage. And we're starting to get upgraded versions of talismans. I think there's only one way to go here. I think there is only one way to go, and we are apparently riding an elevator? The upside down, the inverted Carian study hall. This is a very, this elevator reminds me of DS2. There were a couple elevators, I think, that were very much, that had all this railing around and just the single door. Feels like a very DS2 thing to me. Are we getting closer? We must be getting closer to wherever Ronnie has stashed her body. I don't quite know how to feel about this place. Are we able to progress? It does let us open the door. I wasn't so sure that we were going to be allowed in Upside Downville to open an upside down door. Oh, I should have thought about the fact that this would probably be a boss fight. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, that's the Divine Tower. We got a cutscene, and so I thought there might be a boss. We're just getting a nice little, you know, walking into the Chapel of Odin. A nice little cutscene to show you opening the door to the Divine Tower. It's not very scenic out here, though. It's a little wet and foggy, as it often is in Liurnia, I suppose. We do get to ride Torrent, though. Okay, all right. That was not as harrowing of a journey. I guess we got off to the start of the Carian study hall really threw us in the deep end. But otherwise we are here on the Liurnia Tower Bridge. No guardian golems this time blocking the way. Surely there's going to be something else blocking the way, though. You know, I was just thinking, you know what? We should probably should sit at that site of grace. It's probably something you should be doing. Sit at that site of grace. Give yourself the free trickle heal. Why not? And now make your way forward with a rejuvenated flask count. The Liurnia Tower Bridge, we're finally here, guys. We finally made it. Holy shit. Thought I never would see the day. Ruin fragments, cool. I'll take them. I'm noticing that there is a flame lit on one side of the path and there is not a flame lit over here. What's the meaning of that? Does it mean a damn thing? Because I see the same thing is repeated up here, just in reverse. Oh, what the fuck is that? What in the hell am I even looking at? You are wielding Black Flame. Black Flame, huh? Okay. Okay. You have a lot of health. You do have a lot of health. I have no stamina. I completely rolled myself out of stamina there. Boy, oh boy, you are a... Look at those. Look at that face. That dude has a menacing look and a substantial presence. Big boy Black Flame wielder. Okay. That was fun. Do we want to change anything up? Not as of yet. He's a chonky boy, and we gotta really up our damage, so it's probably a good idea to drink our Flask of Wondrous Physic. We are allowed to ride Torrent. Would it be to our benefit to try to stay at range? I think I just in general prefer not going on horseback. I think I like the no horseback life. Shit. Oh, that's a funky one. Okay. I want to get my hands on that spell. Light the ground on fire. Black flame style. Did I get my... I did get my... Ow. Ow. Also, I just realized you also have like a gigantic bib. So, good for you, I guess. Do you bleed? I hope you bleed. I hope we can get the bleed on you. Oh my god! he just belly flopped us, essentially. Okay, this guy is tough. This guy is not a joke. I'm glad I backed away. I'm gonna run myself out of stamina again. All right, let's see if we can do this correctly here. Ruin fragments. I was not out of stamina there. I just didn't get the buttons pressed in time that I wanted to. Okay, the thrusting sword. Luckily, if you move just a little bit to the... You move a little bit to the side, and you can get out of the... What? What? Oh my goodness, this guy has moves. What? What the fuck? Okay, what the... The dude just went like jelly donut roll at me. Dude just jelly rolled me. This guy. Yo! He bleeds. Okay, we got one thing going for us. The dude bleeds. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best to deal with the jelly donut roll moves. The... Wow, none of those hit me, though. So, you're much better off going with your, The jelly roll moves are really where you should be focusing your efforts. I should let you know. Yo! Hold on here. Hold on here. This has got to be the funniest fucking animation that I've ever seen. No, why is it still why that goes on way too long. Way too fucking long. You need to get the hell out of here. That is still going. Fuck. No, god damn it. You have way too much health, my dude. Dude, look at that. Okay, he's got a tail as well. I hadn't noticed the tail before. Wait a second. Wait a second. The bib has faces. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Is this the best Dark Souls enemy ever, guys? Guys? This might be the best Dark Souls enemy ever. I don't think we have the best build to be going up against this guy, I gotta say. Although maybe I should be using Sacred Blade a little bit more often. What can we do to, what can we do to up our chances here? Black Flame is probably fire. I think we can classify it as fire, probably. So we could give ourselves some fire damage negation, which is what we were just talking about. I don't think we're in danger of running out of FP when it comes to skills here. I'm just, like, I'm trying to use my weapon arts as much as possible, but that's not the determining factor for this fight. So what is the determining factor? Should we use this? What is this? Here we go, the Twin Blade Talisman. We're not really able to string together some lengthy attack chains, so this is probably not a great option. We could just really focus on the fire damage negation element here. Good lord. How do you... we've got magic, fire, lightning, holy damage negation. We've got all the elemental damages, negations. What do you do about jelly roll attacks? Dude is a walking, living, Pillsbury Michelin man. Like, he has just taken all of the voluminous stereotypes and really, like, let's just take a moment and appreciate, I guess. Take a moment and appreciate the aesthetic that that is being thrown in our face, quite literally. Thrown, slammed, projected in, and then where he rolls on his side. What an enemy. I don't even know what to say. I have no words right now. His bib has like a bunch of faces on it. He has a tail. I certainly hope this guy is going to be a recurring enemy in Elden Ring, because I say that now. I'm probably going to be pulling my hair out because this guy's a tough enemy. We're getting our butt whooped, kind of, at the moment. I want to give myself a little bit more healing, I think. We want to do just a little bit more in the... Like, do we even need... I think if we go like this, we'll be probably just fine. Because we're really not reliant too much on spells at the moment, so I think that's probably a good way to go here. What was the other thing that I was thinking of? I was gonna... Oh, we didn't actually switch. I did not actually switch my charms. Ooh, we have not used this in a while. Raises attack power with successive attacks. We could try that. I have not really tried these branch swords either, because we try to keep away from the HP low status. At the very least, we do this. Well, maybe this. We kind of need stamina. This is probably better. Just give ourselves more stamina. Go with a very standard setup, and you probably can't go too wrong. Would Holy be good against this guy because he's affiliated, or he has an affinity toward Black Flame? The Black Flame is supposed to be the God Slayer incantations, right? He has some cool ones that I would love to try myself at some point. I will get these button presses correct at some point. At some point. At some point, we will do things correctly. Will that be today? Maybe. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Now, if I saddle up on Torrent, I feel like I lose one of these affinities, but it's okay. Maybe I should just accept that as part of the... Dude, my runes are so far away. What the hell? My runes are, like, way down at the other end. Those runes might be gone, guys. We might have to live without those runes. Because this guy... Oh, my God. At the same time, when he does that little consecration mess, we don't really want to be close to him. I've already lost my... I've already lost my flame and my sacred blade, so it's... I should have just saddled up. Dude, he was not finished. Was I out of stamina there? That is one big frickin' stab. Does that actually do damage? I don't think that move does damage. I think it just stuns me. And he never seems to hit me with that. I don't know what's going on there. I think a lot of these moves are just they don't actually do any physical damage, any HP damage. They just kind of stun you. No, I ran in too soon. Oh, when you shroud yourself in the consecration, that mess. No, what? All right. I think we are getting some damage reduction though from this, from the holy spellproof, not spellproof, but fireproof liver. Oh, he finally got me. He finally got me. I don't think... What was I doing differently there? Look at the faces. Look at the goddamn bib faces. Okay. This guy. This guy is a trip. What a wonderful mess that we have gotten into here with Elden Ring Jelly Roll. Black Flame Jelly Roll. Does he also sing and play guitar? Were you an award-winning musical artist in another life? Something tells me not so much. I am not rolling in time. Bro. Oh my god. Okay, well that was great. Okay, now the other option that we have here is to simply run past this guy. We are not required by any rule set. I don't think, at least. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that we could simply just run past our friend here and go for the door to the Divine Tower. That might be the correct move. However, I am not one to shy away so easily from a challenge. At least not at first. At least not immediately. I'm gonna probably have to admit defeat at some point. But we're not gonna do that just yet. That is certainly a move. Come out from behind your consecration. Too early. Damn it. This is where having a ranged option... Well, I do kind of have a ranged option. I have my Sacred Blade. That's a good idea to use the Sacred Blade right when the guy's next to you. That was a good idea. No! Ow! This guy is seriously annoying. You know that? You are annoying. So I need to be rolling a little bit more. I can't just attack immediately after the first attack. Damn it! I forgot that's the consecration. Gotta get out of that mess. No, you son of a bitch. With your 7 strikes or whatever the fuck that is. I need a drink. I should bait out an attack, but... Bro. What in the hell? I hadn't seen that one yet. I thought I was too early. Panic drink. Panic drink. Fuck me. That move lasts way too long. That is an absurd move. That is an absolutely absurd move. Okay. We can get this guy, but man, does he have so much health. He has so much frickin' health. Do I want to try Flame of Frenzy and see how that works? Would it be possible to build up the madness in this guy? It does, I think, it's in our interest to bring the fight this direction, just for the sake of me picking up my runes more easily. Let's get another attempt here. Let me think about exactly how I want to sequence this. Oh, does it actually keep both? Even when you get on Torrent? Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. Wait, where are you? I guess he's further down. I didn't realize he was this much further down. Tail whip. I thought I got out. I thought I got out. There's 2 ground slams. You gotta account for 2 ground slams. Did we get double bleed? Did we just get double bleed? That's the way. You let him just spin around you. You let him just spin around you until he's tired the fuck out. Forgot about the second. Shit! That was not a good move. All right, we spin around, 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 we spin around. I'm gonna drink. We spin around, and then we do R6. Oh no, fuck you. Fuck you, motherfucker. You son of a bitch. This fucking guy. This fucking guy. You son of a bitch. Don't know how I'm alive. You son of a bitch. No, please, no, please, no. Fuck me. I thought I was so dead. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Kev, if you are watching, I know you're watching. My buddy Kev has the he's a big Pokemon fan. Big Pokemon challenge runner. Kaizo rules, all that nonsense. But he has an emote on his Twitch channel that shows the HP, the Pokemon HP bar with just a sliver of health left. Not once, but twice in that crazy motherfucking sequence. We survived by somehow the grace of the Erdtree, even though clouded it is at this point, it's somehow one little ray of grace shone through and smiled upon us. Yo. We actually have this dude's, the Godskin Noble. The Godskin. So hold on. So then, did I? Motherfucker. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we can say, out of my game, dork. Because, man alive. I have a feeling, something tells me we have not seen the last. If Crucible Knight is a forever ongoing theme in Elden Ring, why the hell would Godskin Apostles not be as well? That's what it is. I said Godslayer. Godskin Apostles. Now this guy was a Godskin Noble? Question mark? Trousers. Oh my god. Trousers made by sewing together patches of smooth skin. I'm looking at the artwork here. The rubbery texture. I said earlier that I don't know how to feel about the inverted Carian study hall. Can we rewind to that? That was such a simpler time when the only confusion that I had over my thoughts and feelings was in regards to a tower or a hall being turned upside down. The Godskin Noble trousers. Nobles are the most ancient apostles who are said to have assimilated inhuman physiology. Not unlike the Crucible, the Erdtree in its primordial form. These guys are related to the Crucible Knights, aren't they? Assimilated inhuman physiology. This is the meekest, the most unassuming part of this whole wardrobe is the bracelets. Just a little set of bracelets. No big deal. That's you lead the sell job on the Godskin Noble outfit. You have the person first try on the bracelets. They're like, oh, you know, feels a little strange, the texture, you know, makes me feel like my wrist is I don't know exactly where I was going with that thought, but we're just going to move right along to the Godskin Noble robe, because my oh my, that's really what I was doing, is I was just delaying the inevitable, having to look at this thing again. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of faces on the Noble bib. Because realistically, it is a bib. The Godskin Noble bib, made by sewing together patches of smooth skin. Subcutaneous fat makes it Plump and soft. Known for their 7-face... It says aprons, but we're going to call them bibs. Worn by Godskin Nobles. Strengthens the noble presence incantation. Is that the consecration one that he was casting? Would that even be a good incantation? Getting enemies to just stand close to you? We'll see. Nobles are the most ancient apostles who are said. Yes, we did read that part before. On the Crucible part as well. Why do they have to be? Why do they have to be in any way, shape, or form tied in with Crucible Knights? I don't want to think about that. Look at. I just noticed another detail here. Another detail that we can see, and we could probably see this a lot better if I actually put the dang thing on. Oh my god, am I gonna do this? Am I really gonna do this? This should come, we're gonna have to put a viewer discretion is advised warning on this episode. Oh boy. I mean, I need to give myself the viewer, oh my god, what in the hell? Okay, so the detail that I had noticed here, the detail that I had noticed was the fact that there's a set of eyes on the hood. This is some shit here, let me tell you. This... Oh boy. I mean, this has got to be one of the most unique enemy outfits. Just unique enemies. The design as a whole is unlike any that I can remember. That is the Snow Witch skirt. That's not the part of the outfit that we need the god there. This is the important part of this is the... Actually, I like my trousers better. I like everything about my outfit better. But we're living in a land here where we are... You got to do a little bit of temporary roleplay before you move on with your life. Because... just because... And I think I've run out of words on that. And so I am going to go take a break and fully simmer on and digest everything that has happened here before we continue. All right, break time is over. It is so important. It is so important to, when you're doing the gaming, you got to get up. You gotta stretch. You got to walk around. You got to do all the hydrating. All that good stuff. Very important to remember to do. But when you're facing a tough enemy and you've gotten those stress levels elevated, it's even more important to get all those cortisol levels, to get the nervous system back to normal. But when you, on top of all of that normal maintenance, you throw in the Godskin Noble. Jelly Roll Bib Boy. What an experience. What a first-time experience that I will certainly never forget. And I am... Oh, am I... it's a blind playthrough. I don't know for sure, but I can only expect that there's going to be... There's got to be a reprise. This is not going to be the only time that we ever see this enemy. But for now, at least... we can cross the jelly roll off our list. Let me just double check my inventory here to make sure that there was nothing else that we picked up besides the outfit, and we can now make our way. The road is clear to make our way to the Divine Tower of Liurnia. I'm so fascinated or interested to find out what's going to happen here. We did not find Ronnie's curse-marked body or corpse. We did not find that in the Carian study hall. Could it be in the Divine Tower? And also, the other overall question, I mean, maybe these two things are related, but the main mystery, or I guess the more long-standing mystery, This tower looks to be very similar to the Divine Tower, almost the exact same layout. From what I can remember, the Divine Tower of Limgrave, but this rune, the Great Rune that we picked up, the Great Rune of the Unborn, what's the deal with this? Because it sure seems different from the unactivated or unbenedicted runes that we picked up from Godric and Radon. So what's the deal? What's the deal with this one? The Great Rune of the Unborn does not make specific mention of the Divine Tower of Liurnia, unlike the other two Great Runes. So what's the deal? Interested to find out what we're going to learn here very shortly. I have a beacon on the map, which I will explain the presence of that beacon soon enough, but I think we're getting a peek. I think we can see, oh, interesting. So not only do we see the Divine Tower of Limgrave, but then in the distance we can now see the rock fragments that were formerly part of the landscape of Limgrave that are floating above the Starfall crater now. We still have the Dragon Barrow and the Divine Tower in Caelid to get to. Maybe we'll get to that at some point in this episode. We'll see how things go. That is on my to-do list eventually. Aha. Aha. I think this is the corpse. This is the corpse, isn't it? It's gotta be. It's a very charred corpse, but we see a legendary loot pickup. A curse mark. Are there any details on this corpse? It's not an ordinary loot corpse. They did not just reuse an asset from before. This corpse is definitely a one-of-a-kind so far. So the things that I'm noticing, we have a necklace and some bracelets that both seem to have either, I don't know, are they rubies? I can't quite tell if it's red or purple. This person was burned to a crisp. And if this is Ronnie's corpse, Ronnie appears to have red hair. That's the other thing I'm seeing. But of course, that would make sense, wouldn't it? If she is, in fact, child of Radagon. Why wouldn't she have red hair? It's all in the family. Based on this, Riker's probably going to have red hair too. Huh. I do love when they put those sorts of little details, right, that are very, very easy to just overlook. Very easy to just glide on by. Curse Mark of Death and Stargazer Heirloom. Love the artwork there on the Curse Mark of Death. Stargazer Heirloom. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the heirloom first. This raises intelligence. So we still don't have one that raises... We don't have one that raises faith, right? I could be completely misremembering here. Yeah, we have strength, dexterity, and intelligence. But we have another one of the heirlooms. This one is a talisman engraved with the legend of a queen. The young astrologer gazed at the night sky as she walked. She had always chased the stars every step of her journey. Then she met the full moon. And in time, the astrologer became a queen. That would be Renala, of course. So Ronnie maybe kept on her this heirloom from her mother. In time, the astrologer became a queen. And then we have the curse mark of death, carved into the discarded flesh of Ronnie the Witch, also known as the half-wheel wound of the centipede. The half-wheel wound of the centipede. I did kind of think it looked like a centipede. I just thought it to myself because I thought, oh, man, I'm probably seeing things here. It just kind of looks like a centipede, but did it always kind of, well, always. The only thing that maybe we could have said looked roughly similar, not really. The black knife print doesn't really have a centipede look. I don't know. This one, much more. Definitely has a resemblance to the centipede. This curse mark was carved at the moment of death of the first demigod and should have taken the shape of a circle. However, 2 demigods perished at the same time, breaking the curse mark into 2 half-wheels. Ronnie was the first of the deaths. Ronnie was the first of the demigods whose flesh perished, while the Prince of Death perished in soul alone. Oh my God. That is such, oh my God. The way that Miyazaki and FromSoft roll out the lore has always been good. But I feel like there's something about the way that they're doing it in Elden Ring that just feels like they've really figured out the formula. The way that this story is unfolding, I guess it feels so much more. It feels like it has more of a structure to it than I ever felt with any of the Dark Souls games. This one, I feel like delving into these details and trying to soak them in is so much more rewarding. Because we're getting this, there's still so many questions, so many details and parts of this story to figure out. But it feels like so much of it is coming into view in a way that all these things that were previewed, if you will, like in the story trailer, those scenes involving Godwyn, and especially now knowing Ronnie the Witch, and she was the one narrate. We really need to go back to that story trailer. I promise we're going to do it at some point, but I need to I'll feel when the time is right. But we're getting closer to having a story trailer review to kind of update ourselves on, now that we've gleaned so much knowledge since we first really tried to decipher it. This is so interesting. Ronnie was the first. So Ronnie and Godwyn perished at the same time. And that broke this curse mark into 2 half-wheels. So supposedly, Godwyn would have the other half of this. But Ronnie only perished. She was the only one whose flesh also perished. And so her spirit had to take up residence in the doll that she now inhabits. But Godwyn did not, his flesh did not perish. And I do remember that very vividly from the story trailer. The eye opening back up, right? After the fatal blow, supposedly fatal blow, but it was really only his soul, Godwyn the Golden, that was killed. The Prince of Death sprung to life, if you will, inside the body of Godwyn, the flesh of Godwyn. Very, very, absolutely fascinating. The other part that we needed to review was this letter by Roger. Yeah. We got this off of Roger. Rest in peace, Roger. Written in a trembling hand. I forgot to tell you, but it seems D has a younger brother. We have found him. Lies in a deep sleep in the aqueduct beside the eternal city of Nokron. And it said he stood before the Prince of Death not far beyond that spot. Yo. This was something that I noticed in watching my footage back, editing my footage, that I had kind of forgotten about. He stood before the Prince of Death not far beyond that spot. Are we headed straight into a confrontation with Godwin? Is that the boss fight that is beyond D? We need to find out. Okay, we've gotten the curse mark that we came for. We have not yet gotten an answer when it comes to this great rune of the Unborn. I don't know exactly if I am still, like, this could, since we didn't get it quote unquote activated like we did with Godric's rune by ascending the Divine Tower. This is a very different Divine Tower, or at least very different from the Divine Tower in Limgrave. We're just gonna rest, and we're gonna head back to the top of the tower here one more time, just to make sure there was nothing else that was supposed to happen. But the menu that, we'll check the menu here in just a moment, but the menu for the Great Runes does not appear to allow me to switch. I've got my Godric Great Rune installed, and I can't switch over to Renala's rune. Excited to head back to the capital and Altus Plateau at some point. Man, oh gosh. It's really starting to it's a little bit starting to dawn on me. Oh wow, this is a pretty cool view of, no, it's not a view of what I thought it was. What am I looking at actually? What the hell am I looking at here? Is this part of the Altus Plateau? Oh, that must be what this, no, this is Liurnia. I'm a dingus. This is Liurnia. That is, okay. I was looking at this little dome down here, and I just completely forgot this is what leads down to the Ainsel River. I just never have seen Liurnia from this angle. Cool. Let's go and look at the Great Runes menu here. I will not. I almost ran directly over. Oh shit! I'm so glad we came back. I'm so glad we came back. Look at this. Look at this. It looks like it's exactly the same. This is the curse mark, isn't it? I think this is the curse mark. Feels like it. We just can't see it quite as well because there's a little bit of like burnt clothing in the way. But this is the same as what we see on the back of Godwin. I think both in the story trailer and the opening cutscene, or opening cinematic of the game. The in-game opening. This is the same deal. What the hell happened? I mean, she set this whole plot in motion. She was the one who orchestrated this, right? She did the... Ronnie was responsible for... She may not have directly stolen the fragment of death from the Black Blade, Malekith. Maybe she did. It's either that or she had her group, the assassins, the scions of the Eternal City, some of them stole it. But I want to say this is all theorizing. But I mean, some of it's not theorizing. I'm basing this on, if I go back and look at Roger's dialogue, what I'm thinking here is Ronnie is the one who did the ritual, is she not? Let me see here. Let's look through. Knight of the Black Knives. The assassins who carried out the deed were scions of the Eternal City. The knives they wielded were imparted with the power of the Rune of Death. The question is, who... It was imparted with the power of death through sinister rite. Who oversaw that rite, or who performed the rite? Was it Ronnie? Doesn't he say that it was Ronnie? Though only a fragment, a very specific ritual had to be performed. Traces of the one who performed the rite. are sure to remain on the imprint. It's Ronnie. And so because she's the one who imparted or imbued the power of the Rune of Death onto these runes, she became connected in some way. Again, just wildly theorizing here, but the fact that when... Oh, this is so poetic if this is how this happened, or if this is what's really going on. But imagine the moment that the knives plunge into the back of Godwyn. She's thinking that she has... I don't know exactly what her motivation was for doing this, but in that moment, the knives sink in. The curse mark that I think she thought was going to appear on Godwyn, actually half of it appeared on her, because the rite, the sacred rite of imparting that Rune of Death's power, if it was like a double-edged sword. Like, okay, you're going to be able to take out a demigod, but guess what? You go down in the process. I don't know if that's right, but that's my theory at the moment, just because that seems so poetic. It seems so... That seems like the way that Miyazaki, or maybe it was George R.R. Martin, whoever wrote the details on this part of the story and the overall lore, that would be a hell of a way to go. You don't get to just take out a demigod. You've got to pay the, not the iron price, but the Rune of Death price. Okay, theorization, lore, speculation mode. We're going to switch out of that for the moment, but not for too long. We're going to head back to the round table hold, and we are going to level up. Do we need to maybe do an NPC sweep as well? We did pick up a curse mark of death. The problem is the main guy who would have been interested in this is gone. Roger is gone. So maybe we'll do a quick little check around here. I have a feeling Gideon's not... If Gideon wasn't affected by... I don't think he reacted to Seluvis dying, right?
Journey to the capital. The two things you may be our...
There was no reaction to that, surprisingly. So yeah, I don't know that anybody else at the hold, like, this is major stuff going on here, guys. We got curse mark, the curse mark of death.
I asked you not to risk it.
Nobody's interested. Cool story, bro, they say. We could go check with Ichi. I think we will do a little bit of an NPC sweep here, just the people that make sense to check with. This is it. I'm thinking about what lies beyond D, Beholder of Death. Certainly looks like a boss room. It doesn't feel like... If Godwyn is supposed to be a boss, the Prince of Death, it just doesn't feel like the Schiefer Aqueduct is the place for that. I don't know. Maybe we're at that point in the game now. Like, I just feel like there are so many major, like, the real juicy, most, like, fights like Millennia, which I only think she's a boss fight based on Twitch chat comments, but she's got to be a boss fight, right? But I get the impression that she's way, way farther into the game. And that's where I would kind of think about Godwyn, right? One of these central characters mentioned in the opening cutscene. That can't be a fight that we're at already, right? Roger's letter seems to suggest differently.
In this ash, it reminds me.
So I don't know. All right, there is nothing else going on here at the hold. So let's spend our runes, because yeah, we need to spend runes if we're heading into a boss fight. And I think I have, at this point, I think I'm ready to turn over the twinned armor set. We, you know, we're kind of rocking a pretty cool armor set now. The Radon set ain't bad, and we've got we've got other good options to go to if we need to switch away from Radahn's set.
I took you no matter it's all out your arms.
And who knows, we might get to hold on to the twinned armor set after all. So we will proceed or advance the interaction. What was I need to sell some runes is what I need to do. We're going to advance the interaction. We're going to advance the interaction with D, Beholder of Death.
No matter.
Because it is a natural progression from what we have just done and obtained with the Curse Mark of Death. So let's sell what we need to get up to 46,841. We got some big runes to sell. 46, 8. Cashing in our golden rune 12 and 13. 46, 8. 46, 8. 46. There we go. And we level up. What are we going to level up? I hadn't even started to think about that. Probably not too important because we got a bajillion larval tiers now, and we can level up anytime we want. So don't think too hard about it. Just pick a direction and go. Faith actually scales both of our weapons, so we're going to do that. Faith it is. Cool. So we're not going to head directly to the Beholder of Death, because there's just a couple things that I did happen to find as I was looking around off camera for good thumbnail locations. And in that process, I happened to notice a couple things that I had missed. Usually, this is very out of the ordinary. Usually, I miss nothing. /S. I usually miss nothing when I'm going through a new zone in Elden Ring. We get 100% item collection, but this was an exception. Somehow I decided not to turn around. I was focused on a fog gate, and I didn't see this guy. So I'm sure there are no other items like this in the game that we have missed. So this is the first, and it's a rune arc. Cool. Love getting me some rune arcs. The other one I have marked over here was in Knight's Sacred Ground. And it was another spot where I just had not turned around. We're gonna do that here. We're gonna turn around. We're gonna turn this ship around. The next complaint I hear out of you guys, I'm turning this car right around. Let's get our lantern. Heading back here into the Knight's Sacred Ground. And I made it to, why did that not pick up? I made it to this spot. And of course, you make it to this spot and the game pulls your attention to the Silver Tears. The mostly naked Silver Tears. And your attention is drawn away from what is right behind you. Another rune arc? Yo, it was another rune arc, dude. Okay. I like that. That's a good pickup. Now, the other thing I did notice when I came here off camera, and I did not pick up that item, however, I did see that maybe there's a spot to jump to. Aha! What's over here? What is hiding over here? More loot! Probably not a rune arc this time? Celestial Dew, okay. If we're lucky, we never have to use one of those, but we are so well stocked on Dew. We have our full Celestial Dew for those long gaming sessions. Wait, we can jump up there as well. I see a silver tier. Okay. Alrighty. Is it just a silver tier? Or is there something else to find? It looks like it's just a silver tier. Is she not gonna fire her crossbow at me? There's nothing else here besides just this no sus entryways, huh? That's okay, fine. Just felt like there was going to be more, but I guess that's it. Okay. I'm sure there's nothing else that we have missed here though in the Knight's Sacred Ground other than some wonderful screen grabs of these guys. Just they are honestly, I'll take these guys over Jelly Roll Bib Boy any day. You guys I can handle. So with that, okay, so we can take those two. Not that. We can take this. Take that off of the map. Take both of these markers off. Those were the bits of loot that I had missed. And now we can turn our attention back to the aqueduct. And make our way to D, Beholder of Death. I'm nervous. There's still part of me that doesn't want to give away an armor set. But there's also part of me that is nervous about approaching a potential confrontation with the Prince of Death? Question mark? At least we don't have to worry about Crucible Knights for the moment. So, Crucible Knights, hopefully we've had enough Crucible Knights and Jelly Rolls for the near future. Let's make our way back here to D's Twin. D's Twin, what? What? This game is crazy. I took a wrong turn, didn't I? Took a wrong turn. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to barge in. Meant to go this way. Pay no attention to me. Pay me no heed. Okay, dokie. Let's make sure that we're not under assault here before we get into. Let's just make sure. No stragglers on our tail. I think we're good. I think we are good to go. We took a look. We took a bit of a close look at you the first time. Let's take another look here. He really is. He does look like he is in need of an armor set, you know? He's just been, well, who knows exactly what's going on. If he did have what this letter says, if he did I not look at Spirit Flame arrows? What? Used by the Company of the Fallen Hawk once ordered to explore the Eternal City. Arrows set alight with Ghost Flame before firing, deals magic damage while also afflicting foes with frost. Cool. Spirit Flame, full playthrough when? But the Roger's letter. He stood before the Prince of Death not far beyond that spot. I definitely would not have guessed that that's what we were walking into up here. We'll find out in a moment. I've delayed the inevitable long enough here. And over the twinned armor set. Okay, if you insist. I don't wanna. Am I recording? Is this documented? I don't want to. I like this armor set. I just like it. It's fine. We'll get another one, I'm sure. Inner Order. Inner Order. We get as an emote. Inner Order. He didn't say very much there, but what he did say sounded like maybe. Oh, that's okay. So this is basically the Elden Ring version of a dab. All right, so we have the dab gesture, so that's good. But he was basically, I think he was trying to say his name. Darius? Darius? Is that what your name is and you've forgotten it and that's why you can only say D? I think he might be trying to say his name. Let's confirm that the armor set is, in fact, it's gone. Oh, Sag. Okay, now, knowing how FromSoft games work, I think the next thing we are supposed to do is reload the game, because we want to be able to talk to you with an armor set on, correct? And that's what we would do here. I could also alternatively warp back to the side of grace, but I think it's quicker to reset the game. So let me do that real quick. He's actually gone. Okay, I guess that was the other option that I had considered. I'm actually, like, the thing I had thought, the thing I had kind of thought and never verbalized the previous episode was, oh, okay, so we're meeting D, Beholder of Death, and if there's going to be a boss fight right beyond this, then the game is probably going to somehow let us summon. There he is. We could summon D, Beholder of Death. Do I want to do this? We summoned D once before, and it was in the Black Knife Catacombs. But that felt a little different because that was it was just a catacombs. It was just like a mini boss. If this is the Prince of Death, man, this is definitely much more of a conflict for me, because I know we did summons on the Radon fight. Which is not my normal way of going about these things on a first playthrough. But the Radon fight felt like a very unique experience that really was designed for you to have just a whole bunch of jolly cooperation. I think, at least for now, we don't know who this is yet. So why don't we just find out? Let's try to do the fight first, and then see what happens. It's got to be a fight, right? Valiant Gargoyle. Valiant Gargoyle. I forgot I can't block. When I am power stancing, I cannot block. Okay, Valiant Gargoyle. Poison. That did actually a lot of damage. Valiant Gargoyle. This guy, I mean, the wings, this is really, it's very much like the gargoyle, what were the gargoyles in DS3? They were in Lothric Castle. I finally remember the name of the castle. They were in Lothric Castle. They were also in the place, oh my god, that hurt. Okay. The audio gave it away. The audio gave it away. I heard that second gargoyle coming in. I heard that motherfucker. Okay, we've got bell gargoyles. Here we go. All right. All right. Oh my god. There is so much poison everywhere. Jesus, how that poison has way too far of a range. You spewed that poison so much farther away than what the hell? That's not right. All right. It's not the Prince of Death. At least not yet. So now, with that knowledge, maybe I feel better. maybe I feel a little better about having D, Beholder of Death, coming in to help me out. Maybe that will be... Will I do that? I think we're going to do at least a few more attempts solo. I know it's a dual fight, so now that we're fighting 2 gargoyles instead of 1, which is just my favorite, fighting 2 enemies at once, the best. There is just the part of me that likes a challenge. And that part is in conflict with the part of me that wants to kind of roleplay and progress our story. But the thing is, I don't know if summoning you actually progresses the story. Blind playthrough, and my only experience is with the previous games. And in Dark Souls 2, that was a thing where certain NPCs were progressed by actually summoning them into a boss fight. But in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3, I don't think it was a thing. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think it was. I don't know. All right, so poison resistance might be a thing that we want to invest in. Why? That was not my Sacred Blade. And the Sacred Blade is not going to hit you from this distance. Interesting, I think I just ran past you. I think I just ran past you there. Okay, so the Sacred Blade doesn't have a fantastic range. That happened more quickly than I was expecting. I'm hitting L2 instead of L1. That's not what I meant to do. Ow. I didn't 2-at in the right. I didn't 2-at in the right. I was trying to get my fire back. Trying to get my fire back. And avoid the poison spew on the ground as well. Oh my god. Damn it. Where are my rolls? Okay, I need to drink. Oh, he's doing the Stormwind shit. Stormwind? The Stormveil shit. Stormwind, that's a World of Warcraft thing. Okay, half health. Second gargoyle's in. Where's the other one? Still far away. Oh, what? Dude, that one hurts. That one hurts. I thought I had a sliver of health left, but there was like a second tick of damage that happened. We're doing reasonable damage. We're doing reasonable damage. Do I like the flask setup that I've got? I think we're not doing a ton in terms of... We're not doing a ton in terms of mana usage, FP usage. Do I want to switch to anything that would help a little bit more with poison? I think we can avoid the poison. I don't think we need to spec into poison resistance. I think this is a good general setup. And we can potentially tweak it with... Like, we could put the neutralizing boluses on the bar instead of fireproof. We could do that. I don't think the fire pots or the rejuvenating boluses are going to do anything. I don't want to use ashes if I can help it. Flame of Frenzy could be pretty good here. And also just using, you know, some level of ranged attacks, like lightning spears. We'll see. Or just bring in a summon. Just bring in D to help you out. Valiant Gargoyle. Why did it have to be gargoyles, man? Too early. Gotta be a strong attack. Too early. I didn't mean to crouch. I meant to reapply my Sacred Blade. Dude, that guy's got a twin blade. I don't remember seeing that the first time. So one of them's got a sword and an axe, and the other's got a twin blade. There was supposed to be a, well, that combo lasted like 5 attacks. That last combo, I was not ready for it. Was not ready for that last combo. Do I need help for this fight? I probably need help for this fight. I probably should take the help. Too slow in the roll. That's not... I don't want to call my horse right now. I need a drink. Dude, why does that poison have so much of a range to it? Dude, that poison goes so far. How am I supposed to avoid that? Okay, we have some terrain at least to kind of play with, I guess. But that poison reaches way farther than I would have expected. Okay, I need to focus on the one that has the axe. Yep, okay. Dude. Okay, I really don't like that. The poison aura that the other one spews covers so much more ground, and it's kind of hard to see. It's honestly a little bit difficult. It's not very, like, you can kind of see the poison particles a little bit. But it's, you know, it would be one thing if it were just building up poison, but the problem is it's also just taking off chunks of your health. It's very much like the putrid avatar. It's just a tough fight to navigate because there's two enemies, which is always a tough challenge. But having to figure out when the other one is spewing the poison that seems to cover like the entire arena. What in the hell? Not right. It's not right, I tell you. But it's cool, I guess, that we have a large arena to run around in. We've got that going for us. So we can kind of, you know, use that to our advantage and run around selectively. Like this one here, I feel like you can kind of retreat very easily from it. It only covers that small little area. Oops. That was the wrong... I meant to press L2. When the Sacred Blade does connect... it's actually a pretty good move. Or, I mean, it does reasonable damage against him, is what I'm trying to say. God damn it. Fuck. No. God fucking damn it. See, I guess he does it as well. I guess it's both of them. That poison move just seems to cover so much area. It's so annoying. No! Dude, this is ridiculous. Okay, who is who? Who is who here? Oh, I see. They actually have multiple weapons. This guy has not... I see the twin blade is on his back right now. So this is the guy that I want to be going after. The guy that I want to focus on is this guy. I mean, I guess if I have to fight the one that's in front of me, I guess I'll do that. Like, I don't want to be focused on you, but you're kind of forcing my hand at the moment. It would be nice to be able to mix in Flame of Frenzy. Not Flame of Frenzy, but this guy, Frenzied Burst. No, my God! The problem is I'm not super spec'd for mana usage. I'm more spec'd for... I'm more spec'd for just hand-to-hand combat. No, the poison! Fuck. I'm out of stamina. Soon to be out of stamina. Oh my god, we are hanging on by a thread here. These guys can cover so much ground, it's ridiculous. All right, you want to do your poison nonsense? I'll get the fuck out of your hair, fine. Fine. Backed into a corner here. Dude, I am so backed into a fucking corner. Jesus Christ. Get me the hell out of here. I really am not hitting the enemy. That's kind of the problem right now. We're just not hitting the goddamn enemies. And we need to be hitting them. What I'm trying to do though is I'm trying maybe too much to focus on one enemy, which is supposed to be this guy. He just won't let me get close to him because of poison and the other asshole. There was no roll. Okay. I think we need to respec. Okay. There's a couple things here. We're gonna go back to the Site of Grace. And we're going to take a breath here because man, this is such an anti-melee fight. This really does not. It is not friendly for somebody that wants to do kind of this melee power stancing Uchi katanas. This ain't a good build for that. Or this ain't a good fight for that build. So, this is fun. I want to play with this more. But you know what we're doing, folks. You know what we're doing. When the going gets tough, when the going gets tough, you call on Magma Guillotine, is what you do. That's just what you do. Now, we have to also make some sacrifices in our gear in order to get ourselves back to normal load. We're just going function souls right now. I'm not in the frame of getting my... I'm not in the mode of the mindset of optimizing fashion souls right now. We are just getting our build to where we can do medium roll. And then we are thinking about how we want to respec the rest of things. How do we want? Because being able to fire off Flame of Frenzy from a distance has got to be a good thing, right? Like there are going to be times when Magma Guillotine is what we want. And I'm sure it's going to do some good damage for us. Let's respec our wondrous Physic. Flame of the Fell God could be pretty good. I don't know if it's going to be... I'm going to put Flame Grant Me Strength here. I don't know if we're going to get optimal usage out of this. But we're going to go with this lineup. I don't think I need... it's not worth it to put, like, cure poison on the bar. That's... We can use boluses if the going gets... If the going gets tough. The going has already gotten tough. If the going gets so tough, though, that we are actually poisoned, I don't know, we might just be screwed. Okay, one detail that I did make a mental note of there, I think, is that the poison mist that they are spewing does not necessarily cover a wide radius around them uniformly in all directions. It looks like it is much more of a straight line attack. So it covers a very narrow arc in front of them. But if you can get to the sides rather quickly, it looks like you can avoid the poison aura. That was what I digested from that attempt. So we'll see if we can make use of that knowledge going forward. I don't have a sacred tier. I meant to do allocate. I meant to reallocate things. 8-3. Are we going to be using enough mana? We'll go. We'll go 8-3. We'll go 8-3, and we'll try to. We'll craft a couple more boluses as well. We're going to try to get a little bit closer to the action. What I'm trying to say is we're going to apply all of our buffs on the other side of the fog gate. We've got time, right? Did I go the wrong way again? We've got time before the fight kicks into gear, so we might as well do all of that business once we've already started the fight, quote unquote. So we get a little more time extension to those buffs. I'm gonna make one more change as well. I just realized if we're going with this setup, we're probably gonna be using incantations more. And I want to be able to, I think we want to shorten the spellcasting time. So. There's also the consideration that I might want to wait to drink my Wondrous Physic. I might want to wait until we've actually brought the second gargoyle in. And that's when I can start to unleash Flame of the Fell God. Try to hit both of them. I think I might want to try that. So we'll only do, like, the Blessing's Boon and Flame Grant Me Strength here at the start. And maybe something like the Pickled Turtleneck, maybe. Let's actually do... Yeah, let's do the Pickled Turtleneck as well. So we'll do Blessing's Boon, Pickled Turtleneck, Flame Grant Me Strength. We barely had enough time to get all that off. Well, poison being in a front arc, not sure if that's actually the case. I can do Frenzy Burst. Just kind of need to run away. You just kind of need to get the hell out of Dodge, right? That really doesn't do a ton of damage. Frenzied Burst is not the best. They really are doing the frickin' Stormveil move. Shit. I am trapped in a corner. We need to get out of the freaking corner. I think maybe there's two. There might be two poison attacks. I'm out of mana for the Fell God. Wow, it actually hit him. This guy is going frenzy mode. That time it didn't hit him. Man, we don't have enough mana to cast Flame of the Fell God, do we? Needed to see exactly where I was going with the getting backed up against the wall there. Shit. I do think that one, the way to avoid that poison attack is to get to the side. No! Out of mana, or I'm sorry, out of stamina. Okay, collect ourselves. No, god damn it. Why did I do that? Okay, I'm definitely that was not my proudest moment there. I will definitely admit, as much as I love the trickle heal and I think it does good in some instances, there are other times where I am too value seeking. Oh, I've got one gargoyle out of the way. I've got one down. Now I can afford to back off and stretch out some value here to try to maximize the rest of my flasks. Okay, that was better. That was definitely better. Some things that went... We can do Steak America. Some things that went right... they're really not very... the Frenzy Flame damage against them, it doesn't do a ton. It doesn't do a ton, so it might just be better to do Flame Grant Me Strength and then just go ham with the Magma Guillotine. That could be the way to go. And maybe the same thing when it comes to just don't dink around with like Flame of the Fell God or, you know, Frenzied Burst. Like, it's cool to have these ranged attacks, but ultimately dealing damage to the enemy as quickly as possible is really your best bet. Just get in there and hit the dang enemy. Probably a good move. So we're going to drink one of these. We're going to do the flask before we go through the door. Before we go through the fog wall, and then we're going to do the rest over on this side. also noticed that the debuff that builds up, through that, it looks like a black flame attack. It's actually building up the death debuff, I think. No, that killed me? Okay, so there are certain attacks like the ground pound there that really do a shit ton more damage. And I rolled too early. I rolled too early. This is a fun fight, and we're gonna get this. And I think we can do this without having to summon. We just need to keep hitting the dang enemy. What I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna put my Blessing's Boon on still. Fuck me. I thought he was not gonna... I didn't think he was gonna attack again so soon. I think I did slightly hesitate there. Before drinking, hesitation is defeat. That attempt did not go so well. I mean, it's a tough fight. It could be that they want you to just summon your friend, your new friend, D, Beholder of Death. Just bring him into the mix. Don't fuck around with the rest. But you know me, I'm stubborn. You know me. What? I disagree. I need stamina. Fuck. That did not hit you? Fuck me. Where's the other guy? He's still far away. Why did I think you had a follow-up attack there? Shit. Getting a little lucky here. Getting a little lucky here. I'm not sure if I'm going to get hit by that other guy's poison mist. So I'm going to back away here. Whoa! That was weird. Okay. Shit! Dude, where was... It felt like I was rolling into a wall. Did I roll into that rock right there? Is that what happened? I think I might have rolled into that rock, and it felt like a wall, and I wasn't going anywhere. God damn it. We're just not doing enough damage to these guys. Fire's not super effective against them. Do we need to try different damage types? See what is effective against them? Would lightning be effective against them? Would holy be effective against them? Holy might be more effective. But then... Holy might be more effective. We're going to try this build for a little while longer. I always like to give the build a good go at things, but we're not, you know, powering through the way that we might normally expect to power through when it comes to the magma guillotine. There's still elements of this fight that you just cannot. It's a dual enemy boss fight. Ultimately, it is a 2 enemy freaking boss fight that sucks. That sucks ass. I'm rolling the wrong way. I must be rolling the wrong way. I rolled. I rolled. Okay, I rolled too early there. That was on me. Out of stamina. Out of stamina. What can I do? I can get one more magma guillotine here before I need a drink. They back away from my guillotine. And then they protect each other. Oh, I hate these guys. I like that you can get close to them when they go flurry mode sometimes. I'm out of stamina. Shit. That was the Stormveil move. And then poison. We're not getting it done right now. This fight is kind of a nightmare. At least for my current setup. I don't think the Magma Guillotine is going to get it done. It's been great in so many instances, but this is a fight where we need something else. I can't access. I was looking for the golden halberd in the Ashes of War menu. Lol. It has a unique skill. It can't be accessed there. Holy damage. And also a pretty decent buff for facing off against these guys. The only problem is getting into melee range. That's the only issue here. So, what we could do instead would be go back to the Banished Knight's Halberd, go to Ashes of War, and give ourselves Sacred Blade. This actually does Sacred Blade. And Sacred Blade was doing reasonable damage against this guy. So if we go with this, what if we completely lean into we ditch the frenzy spells, we ditch Flame of the Fell God, we ditch Flame Grant Me Strength, and we give ourselves, we keep our trickle heal, maybe against Better Judgment, but we also give ourselves a ranged spell for when we're in a pinch, and we want to get a last little bit of chip damage, potentially. But otherwise, we really lean into, we really fully spec into, let's leave it at 8-3, actually. Let's leave it at 8-3, and we give ourselves the Carian Filigreed Crest to reduce our FP cost. We also spec back into the Turtle Shield, because we have the equip load to be able to afford it. And yeah, we give ourselves the extra stamina that way. And we go for it. And the one other thing that I almost forgot to do was I think I need to respec my physic, my wondrous physic, to holy damage. That would have been awkward. Faith as well? Is it better to do faith or strength here? Faith or strength? We'll go with faith. We'll take a leap of faith. And we'll get back to it. We will drink our Flask of Wondrous Physic right off the bat here. I swear I pressed L2 as soon as I got out of range of the poison, and it just didn't do it. And I was not intending on pressing L2 in the middle of his death attack or whatever the hell it is. Where's my roll? Okay, I need to spam the roll button more often. We're off to a fantastic start here. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Let's go. Where's my roll? I swear to God. We can just run to the side on that. Just run away. Don't run completely out of stamina. Trying to stay away from that stupid poison. And keep them both in the frame. Poison, 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 poison. I'm out of stamina. I hate the back and forth that they do. It's like, would one of you please attack me? I'm almost dead. Okay, what do? We are almost out of, we are completely out of healing flasks. So this is a point where I would like to reapply the trickle heal, but I need to find a good spot to do it. God damn it. That was not a good spot. No, he had more to it. I thought I had dodged the initial salvo. Okay, we go 9-2. We go 9-2 because we ran out of healing flasks. They do seem more vulnerable to holy damage. And that kind of makes sense if we're thinking about D is associated with holy damage. D is associated with holy damage. And so... And supposedly, like, we didn't run into the Prince of Death. The Prince of Death was not here, but the 2 gargoyles that were left in his wake, that were left behind to guard the way, I don't know. But they, I could have sworn that there was a curse or a death affliction that I saw at one point. That the little... We got just a tick of it during the fight way back many attempts ago. But I have not seen it. We've gotten hit by the black flame, quote unquote, that he shoots at us. The pillar of black flame attack. We've gotten hit by that a few times since, and I haven't seen the same status affliction, so I don't know. Don't know. We do have holy pots to throw. I don't know, it takes so long to wind up throwing the holy pots. It takes so long to wind up. But I also don't really want to take them off. I'll put them down here. No, what the fuck? This stupid rock, dude. Oh my god. Navigating in this arena. I swear to God, dude, the little bits of terrain, the stalagmites and fucking little ledges on the ground, little shifts in terrain that you can't fucking walk over. It's not hard enough with just 2 freaking enemies breathing down your neck at the whole time, except the times when you want to go hit them and they just jump away at the speed of light. Okay, while I am somewhat avoidant of using a summon to help me in the fight, I am not as avoidant of using rune arcs. I think it's time. We've had a healthy amount of attempts. Let's see what happens when we actually use a rune arc. We have allowed ourselves enough leeway here, I think, to try this out. We're gonna try out a rune arc. You dodging my sacred blade, that's not allowed. I'm out of stamina. Need stamina. I wish that Sacred Blade had a longer range, but it's all right. And jump attacks are also all right. I thought I pressed L2. I thought I pressed L2 instead I'm crouching. Holy shit, game. Please listen to me. Do what I want you to do. Out of stamina. Dude, there's a second fucking whirlwind thing that happens. I see the poison that the other guy's spinning, but I'm trying to kill this guy. Please let me run to this side. Please give me room to run. Give me room to roam. Give me room to be my true tarnished self. Dude, the guy who is fucking at 1 sliver of health is fucking taking the backseat. Get in here and fight me, you little biatch. Oh my god. Now, see, this is where I need my fucking lightning spear. I need my fucking lightning spear. Swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God. These guys are the worst. These guys are the worst. Get the fuck out of here. You son of a bitch. Holy fucking shit. Okay, I'm getting so fucking tilted, guys. Oh, please let me breathe for just a goddamn second. Oh my god, please let me fucking breathe. I swear, the second little ricochet or whatever that it does when he hits the ground, how are you supposed to fucking avoid that? How do you fucking avoid that shit? Okay, I need to get back in the mode where I'm attacking the enemy. Start hitting the enemy. And if you crowd them, if you get in close, they appear to have a tough time hitting you. And now I need stamina. You little son of a gun. Get your ass in here. We're gonna drink a magic flask. Give me my cerulean flask here. You don't scare me. You scare me a little bit, but not enough to where I'm gonna stop attacking you. You need stamina. Fuck. Okay, hold on. Let's not be stupid here. I kind of like when he goes Twin Blade, honestly. I kind of like the Twin Blade mode. Need stamina. Dude, the fucking... Are you not fucking entertained? That feeling when you are in the fucking flow state. Y'all know that feeling? Y'all know that feeling when you're just in one of those attempts where you finally just hit the zone and everything you're doing is working. We still almost had some dingus moments there, but that felt so fucking good. Out of my game, dorks. Gargoyles Greatsword and Gargoyles Twin Blade. I really like the Twin Blade. I have never done a Twin Blade build. Twin Blades was one of those that I always kind of, I think I mentioned this before, but it was one of those that I always kind of wanted to do in DS2, but, you know, just never got around to doing it. We could wield this, and it only has a spinning slash, so we could play around with Ashes of War. I mean, it's so cool, right? Like, you just talk about flow. Talk about being in that flow state. Oh, okay. That feels good. That feels great, baby. Let's get our 0 runes pickup. We're gonna read our items here momentarily after we touch grace. And you know what I see? You know what? Do you see what I see? Maybe it's just a random asset, but there is a very somewhat notable coffin over here. And I don't immediately see coffins anywhere else in this place. Touch grace, please. Ooh, man, my heart rate. Guys, this is so much fun. This game is really fun. Gargoyles Twin Blade. Bronze Twin Blade wielded by Valiant Gargoyles. Just like the wielder, the missing parts have been mended with corpse wax, a patchwork of champions. And the Gargoyle's Greatsword with a similar text. Patchwork of champions, huh? Not gonna lie, this was pretty fun. Doing the Sacred Blade with the Banished Knight's Halberd. That was a lot of fun. Not a bad playstyle, and it's definitely important to take into account weaknesses. Not that the Gargoyles were particularly weak to anything, but it did not. It seemed like Holy was definitely a better bet than Fire. I also noticed that, conveniently or just coincidentally, the next Guidance of Grace is pointing at that coffin. What do I want to do here? I want to Great Waterfall Basin. That's the first thing I wanted to do, was check the text on this site of grace. But we could also sit at the site of grace, which I think I will do. We will sit at the site of grace. Also, it helps to pop a Great Rune. Good old Papa Great Rune. We love him. Great Rune for the win. That may not have been the winning attempt without a Great Rune. We had a lot more stamina and FP and HP and all the good things. What I was curious to see was whether D, the Beholder of Death, was going to appear anywhere around here. Because, I wanted to see if we were going to get an NPC interaction before. Oh, wait a second. Ooh, I see. There's a second opening over here. Wait a second. Was this doorway here before? Hello? Because this is where we enter this was the fog gate, wasn't it? But there's another passageway that I had not noticed before. Okay. Is that noticeable from this side? I guess that just leads out here. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Let's get our lantern back as well. Get things fully illuminated here. Give me my light. Let there be light. Erudition, light the way. A curious little ledge above a waterfall. No items. No illusory walls, so far as I can tell. Curious. Also, no sight of D anywhere to be found, even after resting at the site of grace. So, look at a coffin we will. Examine a coffin we will. Once again, if we did not have the intelligence, well, we don't have intelligence. If we didn't have the intel, though, if we didn't have the information that leads us to believe that the Prince of Death is here, nearby. If I didn't have that little bit of information, I don't think I would have any suspicion about coming across the Prince of Death. This wouldn't be where the Prince of Death is lying in a coffin. No. No, that's... Wait a second. Rest in coffin. Is this gonna be... Oh no, are we... Oh god, is it one of... Okay. Are we doing what I think we're doing? Wouldn't be the first time that we have rested in a coffin in a FromSoft game. Just don't send me, please, whatever you do, do not send me to Horsefuck Valley. Just don't do that. Please. I can live with a lot of other things, but not that. Whoa. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that's one hell of an elevator ride. Dude, that is sick looking. We are going straight up this waterfall. Okay. Elevated coffin ride. The hair clipping through the coffin. Love that. Where we be. Where we be. Deep root. Depths. First order of business, grab the Sight of Grace. Sight of Grace. Please, touch Grace. And the theme, I think the music theme that has kicked in is the same that we had when we were exploring, you know, the rest of the Eternal City. Schiefer Riverwell. There's this kind of maybe a standard underground theme that you're granted with. We have another section of the underground, which appears to be... What? How did we get transported that far? Okay. Great waterfall crest. And look at where we are. We are underneath. We are underneath the stairs that lead up to the capital. Great waterfall crest within the deep root depths. Add one more thing, add one more item to the list of new zones that we eventually have to check out. And eventually check them out we will. But for now, we are going to wrap up this installment of Elden Ring. I really hope, well, I hope we cross paths eventually with D, Beholder of Death. I'm sure we will. Oh my god, that is an avatar. There is an Erdtree avatar right there. Okay, well, that'll be fun. Are we supposed to be at... This is not necessarily a minor Erdtree. What's coming to mind? What I'm remembering is there's a blurb somewhere about the Great Tree. I think... this is a weird thing that has stuck in my mind, but I think on... I want to say on root resin. Can I find root resin? Root resin. There it is. Secreted from the roots of the Great Tree. The roots of the Great Tree were once linked to those of the Erdtree, or so they say. And it is for this reason catacombs are built around Great Tree roots. Yeah, we had this lore connection to catacombs and the Great Tree. Are we looking at like a minor Great Tree? I am wildly speculating, but that's what I like to do. But yeah, this is where we're going to wrap things up. What a great episode. A challenging episode. A very different episode from the one that we had before the previous episode, which was a lot more about so many things happening. And this was just a good old Dark Souls episode, a good old, I guess now, Elden Ring episode of me getting my butt whooped by tough enemies. And that is the heart and the real heart and soul, the real essence of playing a FromSoft game, ultimately. But we persevered, we made it through. We'll see if we cross paths again with D, Beholder of Death. Maybe he's back at the Holt. I'm going to be very curious to do an NPC sweep when we start next time to check back at the Hold and some other places. War Counselor EGs comes to mind. Some various people that we have to check in with, but that does seem to mark the end, at least, of the excursion into Nokron, the Eternal City. The Aqueduct and everything else, Night Sacred Ground. Who knows what we've missed, but we're now going to turn the page to something new, which is probably going to be the Dragon Barrow. I think the Dragon Barrow is the next logical place in my mind. But man, there's a couple parts underground. We now have not just the Ainsel River, but also the deep root depths that we got to check out. Man, okay, this game really is going to take 10 years to finish. Okay. Let's wrap things up. I always blather on a little bit too long at the end of the episode, but I'm so excited about accomplishing another twin gargoyle fight. I guess that's another reason we're doing Dark Souls here. You gotta have a twin gargoyle fight if it's a FromSoft game, I suppose. We made it through, and we'll see what we find next time. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.